So how difficult is it to design 3D carriers which work in different contexts of urban situations, simple and at the same time able to carry a multitude of diverse information, and visually match existing urban mobiliary by Olgoj Jorge?
It's not easy, but of course it is possible. I mean, really what you've got to think about is considering the whole landscape of the city from the beginning, really. And within the design, trying to come up with something that both reflects and resonates with the city and becomes, you know, distinctively about place. But you have to be really careful not to avoid pastiche, really. And in designing it, you know, it can be as much about color as form, and materiality can be really key to actually finding something that will work across the city. You know, it doesn't have to be really visually overt, that kind of what holds the design together. And you also really have to consider density. There can be a lot of these signs across the city. So at the same time as being easily recognizable, sometimes these things need to be a little bit more quiet than you might first think. But to get it to work across the city, it's key that you pilot in different contexts. You start to find out how it's really working, whether it will work in all aspects. And to carry the information, I think what you have to think about is the broadest possible set of uses from the beginning. Otherwise, what you can do is you can back yourself into a corner. You can end up with a design that just can't, you know, build out and be broad enough for what you want to do. So, but I also think when you're talking about these systems, matching to another design or even within in itself is probably the wrong word. The importance is to coordinate all of the designs and create some sort of essence that, you know, you can take through things, and then you can build out from that. You know, you don't confine yourself. So I suppose, you know, there's things like bins, for example, don't need to be unified across a whole city. It's just not necessary. But when you're talking about information systems, actually how you link together discrete pieces of information and make them one system, you know, they have to be recognizably part of the same thing. Otherwise, you know, that is part of the whole function. So, you know, a single unified system visually becomes part of how well that system can function.
Thank you very much, Sam, for your answer.
Thanks. See you all.